content creators. I'm gonna learn about other content, local content creators that you probably have, and I will appreciate if you could share this with me. Why? Because I want to create like a database where I can know, you know, about more content creators from our country, Colombia, and where they're from. All right. The next goal for this session is to know ways to improve English language learning. You see, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to improve, regardless of the position that person has, academic wise. You could be teacher, professor, coordinator, president, whatever your role is in education, you want to grow more and more, in that aspect. So the last one we are going to explore today is how to be creative when planning our lesson plan. And in this part, I want to tell you this. I have created a lesson plan based on a video that I watched. And so without further ado, let's just start. I want to apologize because the image is a little bit moved, and I don't know, that's not professional, but it is because I did it on Canvas. But if you don't mind, I will just stop right here, stop sharing, and I will try to just share this right here. Hold on, just be 1 second, bear with me. I'm gonna try to use this one instead. Yes, this one. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see
Okay.
it as well. Yes.
Thank you very much for bearing with me. So what is YouTube? That's the question you guys have. What is YouTube? Some of you already know what YouTube is. Some of them don't know. And let me tell you, this is a definition I found on the internet. YouTube is an online video sharing and social media platform. Yes, that is the definition. That is a very simple definition you can have, but I have recreated the definition of YouTube. For me, YouTube is not only that. YouTube is that encyclopedia we have nowadays, where everybody go there for many different reasons. People go there, people go to YouTube to see how they can fix a car. People go there to see how they can set up let's say a tent. People go there to learn how to say stuff in many different languages. So YouTube is that valuable source we have nowadays, and we have to make really good use of it. Okay. Why use YouTube? Okay, let me tell you three main reasons why you should use YouTube. The first one is because it's free. Okay, when it comes to learning, YouTube is a free source you can use to learn English, to learn French, to learn any language you have in mind to learn. Okay, in this case, English. So a lot of people have the condition to pay for any different platform besides YouTube, like Netflix and Disney Plus, many other. But not everybody is willing to afford. People cannot afford. Not everybody can afford to have those kind of sources. Because to me, it's not only a platform, streaming app where you can go and watch movies. It is also YouTube is also that tool you can use, and it is free. It's available. You can use it. All you need is internet. All you need to have is internet to start using it for your own good. All right. The second reason is because it offers a variety of content. You know, like I said before, you know, you can do many different things using YouTube. The third and last one is you can create your own content. Let me tell you this. People think that content creation is for those who are passionate about, you know, recording themselves. No, it goes beyond that, especially when you're a teacher, professor. Yes, I know some of the teachers are a little bit shy, but it is also good to record ourselves, you know, to show the content we create for our student, for our classes. We can create a content for our classes. And this is something I do with my students. I tell them, you can create your YouTube channel and you can record yourself and, you know, just simply keep the video private. Keep it to yourself. You watch it and you can keep track of your progress. The progress you make when you are I'm sorry, I lost track of what I was saying. Professor Odilia, my my professor. Thank you. So you can also create your own content and use those content in your class. And if you're shy like that, you can do this. You can just create a YouTube channel for the whole class you're teaching. If you're a teacher, okay. If you're a student, you just create your channel and you just show people you think can help you, can give you a feedback to continue grow. Okay, to continue growing. Okay, so the YouTube channel app has many icons. You know, the first one we have here is autoplay. We have subtitle, we have settings, mini player, theater mode, and closed caption. This is I forgot that one is
Connect to device.
Yeah, connect to device. Yeah, thank you. Connect to device. You can connect it to other devices like a TV. You know, if you want to see whatever you're seeing in a bigger screen, and then zoom in and zoom out. But guess what? There are three that are very essential, fundamental in this process. Okay, actually two. The first one is subtitle, and which is number two, and the other one is number three. Okay, let me tell you why they are very important, very essential. They play a very important role in our learning process. First, because when you are learning, sometimes it's frustrating when you want to know what, you know, whatever you're watching, whatever they are saying, it's frustrating. You cannot understand what they are trying to say. Okay. So you need subtitle. Don't feel bad if you activate the closed caption, if you activate subtitles, because, you know, even native speakers, they do it sometimes, because depending on the region, they have different, let's say, slangs, they have different terminology, they have, you know, different things that make it hard for them to understand. So you can do the same thing, but guess what? When you you activate the subtitle, the closed caption, you need to understand that from that point forward, you are not practicing or doing a lot of, or you're not working really hard on your listening skill. You know, you are moving to reading, and it is, you know, if you understand about the different learning, we have receptive and productive skills. You know, those two skills, so they're different. Receptive, we have listening, and we also have reading. Those are receptive skill. Productive skill is writing and speaking. So coming back to this point, when you activate the subtitle, you are now reading, okay, and you are picking out words, but your listening is not doing, you know, his work, you know. So that's one thing you need to bear in mind. So my advice here is for you to, if you're watching that movie, try to watch it 2 or 3 times. It's not wrong. It's nothing wrong with that. Watch it 2 or 3 times. The first time, do it as a way for you to, you know, get familiar with the movie. Second, it's just for you to, you know, kind of tune up your ear and be ready for the third or fourth time you're going to watch it, because from the third or fourth time forward, you're supposed to just watch it without subtitle. And then the first and second time you watch the video, you can do something for yourself. You can just take out the words, the expressions they use. If you have somebody you can share this with, you can just share with that person, try to guess the meaning, and try to keep it vivid, in your head. So that way, when you watch it the third, fourth time, you can easily recall the meaning of this word. The setting. Setting is important because there you can sometimes movies are, because when you watch a movie, they're not trying to teach you any English. They just trying to convey a meaning. And because they're trying to convey a meaning, they're not gonna go slow. They're just gonna go at a normal, normal pace and normal speed. And then because you're not a native English speaker, then you will have to use, you need to, play it back. So that way you can make it make sense to you in your head. Okay. So that's why it's important to use setting there more than the other different feature it has in it. All right, let's move on to the next one. So how can I improve my English? That's the question. You say, Carlos, you have been talking way too much about YouTube, but yes, I'm here because I want to learn how can I use YouTube. Okay, let me tell you this. You can use it. You can improve your English learning in many different ways. But for that, you will need to create a learning routine. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that you need to be disciplined enough. Try to every day use YouTube. Let's say at a certain time, at a certain hour, just devote the time for your learning. Okay, let's say if it is 6 o'clock in the morning, make it a habit. Be disciplined enough to wake up and be there, right there and there at 6 o'clock in the morning to study. Okay, to study whatever it is that calls your attention. Okay, there's something that you might probably have question here, and then I'm going to answer. I'm going to anticipate and answer. Yes, what kind of content should I watch? Should I, use to learn English? It's up to you. You don't have to pick a specific content. You can just pick a random topic and start learning. But guess what? It is very important to start to go slow, slow and steady. Don't try to listen. If it is your first time learning English, don't go and start watching movies that are way too advanced, because you're gonna feel disappointed. You're gonna feel discouraged. You're gonna feel like, wow, it is a waste of time, and that's not something you want to do to yourself. Okay, so the second aspect you need to do this is break that video you're watching, break it into smaller parts. Yes. Why? Because let's say, and here I have to say something. Don't watch. That's my advice. That's my personal advice. If you are an English learner, don't watch long videos, because you're gonna feel tired. And when you do your takeaway part, you're gonna say like, wait, I didn't learn anything here. I didn't learn anything. I wasted 1 hour and I didn't learn anything. What you can do is use up to 15, maximum 20-minute video. That's perfect. 15, 20-minute video, and break it into a smaller part. And in this session, in this second part, what you need to do is try to work the different skills. There are 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Try to use, when you break the video into a smaller part, try to work on these different skills, because we sometimes we come across with cases like people can speak, but they cannot understand. Or people can understand, but they cannot speak. And talking about speaking, I will, a little later, I will just give you some advice about that. Okay. So you just break it into smaller pieces, smaller part. For example, let me just give you an example. You are watching, let's say, a Smallville or American Dad, or you're watching, let's say, I don't know, any video. I don't have any right in my mind right now, on my mind right now. But yes, you're watching a video and then you pause that video and you tell to yourself, you said to yourself, okay, right now I'm gonna work on just speaking, okay? But for speaking, I need to first know or get to know the vocabulary. And then you start working, you start jotting down, picking out the vocabulary first, okay? Try to use exercise. And this is very important. You do exercise. Let's say if you learn the word camera, try to create at least five different sentences or examples verbally. Like you can say, okay, let's say Andrea bought a new camera. Okay, I will buy a new camera. That camera my mom gave me is trash. I need to put more money into this expensive camera I want to buy or I want to get. So you start creating sentences with that word. That's the only way these words, this vocabulary is going to linger in your head. It's going to be vivid in your head. It's going to remain there, okay? Because other than that, you're going to forget it. All right. So, and this is just like what you can do to improve your English when it comes to breaking videos into smaller parts. Okay, now when talking about the expression, use the expressions you learned. Okay, use the expression learned. But you say, hey, but I don't have somebody to practice. I don't know nobody. I don't even know if let's say Peter is gonna understand when I use this expression. Don't pay attention to that. Just use the expression. It could be do monologue or find somebody who is interested in learning English and use those expressions with them. If you have to repeat yourself, because sometimes you use expression, you learn expression, and that person you don't know, that person don't know those expressions. You can still use them and you can teach them while you are using them. Like, oh, you can use it that way, or you can just give a hint, or because sometimes people don't like to be taught, especially when you are in this English learning world. They feel like you are trying to lower him, trying to, you just want to show that you're superior to him, and that's something you need to be very careful to not hurt anybody's feeling. And some of the times, if you can afford, what you can basically do is go online. There are some websites, some apps you can just practice your English with native English speaker or non-native English speaker. Some are free, some other are not free. For example, me myself, I sometimes use Hello Talk. Sometimes I use Tendon, and you can use that English you have learned with people from any parts of the world. People from Brazil, people from United States, people from Canada, people from Australia, people from and people from all walks of life. Not specifically teachers, not specifically English learning per se. I mean, you can run into people who are come across to people who are engineers, doctors, all sorts of things. Okay, Cambly, italki. You can use any different app, website to practice your English. I mean, some, like I said, some are free, some other are not free. You have to pay. Okay, you have to pay. If you cannot afford, go for it. If not, then don't do it. Just use it. Or if you think it's very expensive to pay somebody to practice English, just do monologues. And this is something that works fine as well. Okay. Everything. Oh, sorry. There's something wrong here with this. Let me just go back to what I was. All right, I was here. Yes, I was here. Now, what YouTube channels you can use to learn English? Like I said, there are a bunch of YouTube channels that you can go to and you can still learn English. Okay. And here I have 5 YouTube channels that are from global content creators. And I use the word global because you don't, I mean, some of them, they say where they're from, some of them they don't. Sometimes you just don't dig enough into their videos to hear where they are from. Say, for example, here I suggest some of them, Rachel's English, English with Tiffany, both the Canadian, Voice of America that I grew up listening to, Voice of America, EnglishClass101.com. So these are 5. I know you have some more, and I appreciate if you can share right now. You can start sharing those YouTube channels you can you have used to learn and to improve your English, and also YouTube channels that you have for a long time visited, and then you still are attracted to you. You feel like, wow, I'm not gonna desubscribe. I'm gonna keep here because I mean, the content that person creates is just wonderful. Okay. And about this content creator from local content creator from our country, here are some. I have some that I use that I'm subscribed to because I think they have value. The videos have value, and because that's another way for me to support content creator, because as a content creator myself, I have to say that it is not easy. It is not easy to be in front of a camera. It's not easy to sit down, write down what is that you think people will like, what is that thing you need can be helpful. And I mean, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to to be in front of a camera. I'm not gonna lie. And yes, we have, for example, this is the #1 content creator in a country, Francisco. I'm sure everybody heard of Francisco, el profe Pacho. That's his content this is something else I want to say. So content creators have a specific niche. They have their goal, which is to help, let's say, in this, not on that, or sometimes they touch upon many different things. Some content just focus their the content creation on a specific topic, like, for example, pronunciation, some others vocabulary, some others gains, some others about role plays, some other about how to learn through songs, how to learn through movies, and all sorts of things. Okay, Francisco, I think is mostly grammar based. He teaches grammar. He teaches people how to use grammar accurately. And yes, like I said, he's the one I've been or have heard the most, and I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel. Alejo Lopera is also somebody who you can learn from. He's from Medellin. Based on what I've seen in his posts lately, he's in England, if I'm not wrong, somewhere in Europe. And yeah, so this guy has a lot of good things to share with anyone who is learning English. And sometimes we say, oh, I don't watch his YouTube channel simply because there's nothing I can learn from it. There's always things we can learn from anybody. And like I said, I do it because I learned from what he creates. I do it. I'm subscribed to the YouTube channel because I think it's a way for me to support people from our country, and I enjoy the video. I enjoy each and every video he posts on his social media. Okay, we have this one, Vigilante Bilingüe. He's been all over all over the internet because of his way of teaching English. His outfit and everything. I mean, I think it's funny, and he teaches good English. I mean, for somebody who's beginner, of course, as you grow in the learning process, you start moving on, and sometimes those content these type of people create are no longer attracted to you, and then Therefore, you have to go and explore some other content creator. I don't mean that you have to stay, let's say, with Francisco, Alejo, El Vigilante, simply because they're from a region. No, if you don't want, if you don't like the content, be it. You just keep moving. But yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I see it. And then we have this other one who is Fast Brain TV. He's also from Colombia. He's if I'm not wrong, he's from Medellin, somewhere in Antioquia, because he has his accent. And yeah, and I like his content too. And I put myself last because I'm a content creator myself. I'm not, you know, like that popular like they are, but I started creating content when back in 2020, late 20, early 2021, you know, when the pandemic hit, you know, so I was like, okay, let me just reinvent myself, do something that I can use to help my students to, you know, have fun while watching my videos, and at the same time they can learn from you know, the things I do. So, and then I started creating content. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you very well, Carlos. Yes, probably somebody turned on their microphone, but we can hear you really well.
Okay. Okay, I thought there was something wrong. Okay. So, yes. Now, let's move on. We just getting to the end of this presentation that I have for you today. So how can teachers use YouTube in class? That's a question I would like to ask you. How can teacher use YouTube in class? I already touched, you know, here and there and talk about that here and there, but I would like to hear from the, you know, from the audience, from the people out there. How can teacher use YouTube in class? Okay. How? Let's see.
Carlos, Carolina raised her hand, so maybe she has an answer, okay?
Okay, Carolina, be my guest.
Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello. Well, I was thinking that one thing is using YouTube like in your class, like inside the class. One thing that I can think of is when you use, for example, real life conversations or things like that to bring the exterior world into your class. Like, yeah, using conversations like listenings maybe. Because the other option, the other way could be having your YouTube channel and use it outside your class. Like, hey, watch this and we'll talk about this next class. So it's two different things to use it inside the moment of the class, or maybe like as an extra tool. So those are the two things that I can think of. And inside the class, maybe, yeah, like with real examples, real life examples, and outside, maybe yeah, just as you said before, like watching movies or things like that, and then discuss about them. Of course, the idea with subtitles in the target language, or with no subtitles, and then talk about them. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
That's quite right. That's good. Right on. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing. Yes, that's what you have to do. As a teacher yourself, you have to do that. You have to use this beautiful tool that we have that is free. Bring it into the classroom. The students love watching videos. The students love, for example, today I was like, a friend of mine who's a teacher, he's a sixth grade teacher. He was watching a video with the kids, you know, with sixth graders, and the students were loving it because it was they were not only learning the numbers, but also they were having fun singing the numbers. And that's something we can do. Okay, thank you. You got a point right there. So like I said, like my friend said a while ago, you can start a YouTube channel. Create your YouTube channel. And that YouTube channel doesn't have to be your YouTube channel. That can be the YouTube channel of your class. So everybody can log in and post any video. Of course, there should be certain rules. conditions, like this video has to be for this, this video has to be or should be about this, not any type of videos, you know. You can just teach them what kind of content they can create and what how they can upload those content on the YouTube channel. And that, you know, your classes are gonna be really fun because they're gonna love it. They're gonna, teacher, let's watch the video. Oh, you know what? My Paulina uploaded this video. I want to watch it. Hey, let's watch it. You know, and that will be a lot of, you know, it will be fun. And guess what? The students, you know, they love seeing their teachers create things, you know. So what you have to do is not only limit yourself to just be there in the board explaining stuff, because sometimes it's boring, you know. Try to incorporate YouTube, use YouTube to help them learn in a quicker way. All right, the second thing you could do as a teacher, you can flip the class. It's kind of like what Carolina was saying, okay? You tell them, okay, guess what, guys? I got this video, and this video is about somebody who was, he was mad, or he was angry because, you know, the electricity at his place was cut off. All right, watch this video and come here and let's discuss it. Then you're flipping the class. So a student are gonna be excited. Now you're creating that kind of assignment and eagerness to know what's going on in that video. And the student, the first thing they're gonna do once they make it home, they're gonna watch the video. Okay, make sure those videos are short, you know, because student, especially when they're learning, they get tired easily, and you know, that might be something that can go south, like it will be a total disaster. So something short, and then oh wow, okay, and then ask them to first take out the expressions, you know, how to say this, how to say that, and then they can elaborate their answers, the point of view regarding to that video. Okay, that's something you could do. Flip the class. Make sure you say, if you show them a video, you can do that in the classroom too. You right before, let's say 15 minutes before the class is over, 15 minutes before the bell rings, you can just watch a video, a very short video. Hey guys, tomorrow we're gonna talk about this. That's the first thing we're gonna do in the morning. Boom, and then the students are gonna go home and they're gonna do it. Okay, so the third one we can use is customize your lessons. What do I mean by that, Carlos? You can customize, you can adapt your classes, you can organize your classes based on a video. A video you are, let's say, or you want to work in the class with. Let me just give you an example. Let's say that one of the kids is a mechanic, and you're gonna teach, let's say, tools, for example. You watch the video with them, or you ask them to watch the video. They're gonna, or you do it. Let's say you teachers plan your class about that. So you say, okay, this is the activities that I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna share the vocabulary with them and create like a very simple question, like what kind of tool do you or you may use to fix a car? Okay, a student, that could be like the warm-up activity. Okay, the next thing you can do is watch the video, a short video, of course. You can give them the vocabulary handout. They can see the vocabulary. Next thing you can do is you can design a let's say you can create an activity, a dialogue based on that, and they can role play, you know. They can do a role play, and then they can come up based on what you already provided. They can create, you know, their things and go their way. All right. This is an example. This an example. This person that I follow on YouTube, Bob the Canadian. So he made a video a couple of weeks ago where he, went to different restaurants. He did it at the drive-through and he ordered food. You see, based on this, I create this lesson plan using the PPP method, PPP method. So for example, presentation, the first P stands for presentation. A student will watch a video where someone orders food at a drive-through. Boom. All right, that's the presentation. We watch the video together. I give them the handout, then practice. Many different things you can do in the practice part. You can do a control practice such as role play. You can do role plays, or you can just sing a song. You can review the vocabulary together. You can do anything, anything you can think of in that part, in this session. And then based on everything you do in the practice, you can just tell it like, okay, guys, now let's see what you got. Show me what you can do with what I already gave you. Okay. And then, or you can, if you think they're not, still not, let's say, prepared enough, you just do a control practice, such as role play, choral, response, vocabulary review, and all sorts of things. So that's just to give you an idea of what you can do to help your student to learn the language as a teacher yourself. All right, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, you can let me know, and you can scan this barcode, and then it will take you to my YouTube channel where you can explore, check out the kind of content I create, and it will be my pleasure to help you in any kind of way.
Thank you, teacher Carlos, and soon to be Dr. Mosquera, for this presentation and for bringing our attention to several ways in which we can use YouTube. So I'm going to open the floor for questions from the audience. And in the meantime, if you don't mind, can I share the attendance list so that they can sign it?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay, so here goes the link again. This is the last time you guys are signing the attendance sheet, so that we can send you the certificate of participation in this event. So the floor is now open for questions from the audience. I think everybody, yeah, all of you have permission to turn on your microphone and camera. Let me just confirm that. Yes, all of you can use your microphone if you wish to do so, and if you have questions for Carlos.
Any question you have about me, about what is that kind of what drives me to create content, like what am I doing here in the United States? How I made it to here? Any question you have besides this presentation that I have,
I do have a question for you, if you don't
together
mind.
for you. Yes.
I have a question for you. I just went over your channel very quickly, and I couldn't hear because I was listening to you. But I noticed that you have a video of some students who are US citizens, I believe, and they are practicing Spanish. So the question that I have for you is, as you're using YouTube with your students who are learning Spanish as a foreign language, what are some tasks in which they produce Spanish that have worked for you?
Well, that's a very interesting question, let me tell you. So my students here in the United States, students are very shy. They refrain themselves to record themselves, and for policy and simply because of, protection, they don't do it that much. But what if I understood your question, what I do, for example, I show them my videos, and sometimes I record myself and I put those videos privately, so to show them to them, and then they create their own videos, and they do it the same way. They have their account, and they show me the videos, and believe me, it have worked. A student have improved their Spanish because another thing that I do along with that, that's something I work really hard on, is to make them feel comfortable in my class. You know, I try to be laid back and let them be, and you know, and there's